47 merge commits in 3 weeks from a single shared branch. Git pull was the culprit. It created a merge commit every time a developer synced, turning the history into a tangled mess that broke bisect and code review. Let's break down Git fetch versus pull. What's the difference, how it works, and the exact mistake behind that failure? Both commands download data from a remote repository, but they differ in what happens next. Git fetch stops after the download. Your local branches and working directory remain untouched. Git pull continues by merging or rebasing the downloaded changes into your current branch immediately. This distinction is critical for maintaining a clean history. Think of Git fetch as reconnaissance. It downloads all new data from the remote and updates your remote tracking branches like origin main. Your local main branch stays exactly where it is. You can then inspect what changed before deciding to integrate. Here's the basic fetch workflow. Run git fetch origin to download changes, then use git log to see what's new on the remote branch that you don't have locally. Git pull is a convenience command. It runs git fetch and then immediately merges or rebases the fetched changes into your current branch. While convenient, it skips the inspection step and can create unwanted merge commits if your local branch has diverged. Here's the basic pull command. Git pull origin main fetches and merges. Adding rebase makes it rebase instead, producing a linear history. The key insight? After git fetch, your local main hasn't moved, but origin main has. They point to different commits. After git pull, your local main is updated to match origin main. This distinction is crucial for understanding how fetch gives you control. Here's the full workflow side by side. Fetch first, inspect with git log, then decide to merge or rebase. Pull does it all in one step, but you lose the inspection window. Fetch is the safer habit in several scenarios. Before merging a pull request, fetch to inspect the diff. On shared branches, fetch before pushing to check if the remote has moved. In CI/CD, fetch and compare refs programmatically. After a long coding session, fetch to see what changed while you were away. This is the professional workflow. Fetch first, then use git log and git revlist to inspect what's new. Only then do you integrate with merge or rebase. You can configure Git's pull behavior to avoid merge commits. Setting pull rebase true makes every pull rebase instead of merge. Pull.ff only forces fast forward only, failing if a merge is needed. These settings can be applied globally or per repository. Here's how to set these configurations. Git config global pull rebase true makes all pulls rebase. Git config global pull ff only ensures only fast forward pulls succeed. Most developers think they're choosing between fetch and pull, but the real decision is what happens after the download. Default pull merges, creating noisy merge commits. Rebase replays your commits on top, giving clean history. But rebase rewrites SHA hashes, so only use it on branches you haven't shared. Here's the difference in commands. Git pull rebase rebases your local commits on top of the remote. Default git pull merges, creating a merge commit. When production is down, you don't want to accidentally merge a broken commit. Fetch first to see what's new, inspect the commits, diff the suspicious ones, and cherry-pick only the safe hotfix. Never pull until you've seen the battlefield. Here's the diagnosis workflow. Fetch, then inspect the last 5 commits on origin main. Diff the suspicious commit against your head, then cherry-pick only the safe commit. Here's what happens inside your repo. Before fetch, your local main and origin main point to different commits. After fetch, origin main moves to the latest remote commit, but your local main stays. After pull, your local main moves to match origin main. Fetch gives you a read-only snapshot. Pull commits you to a new reality. This code shows the state changes. Before fetch, your local and remote refs differ. After fetch, only the remote ref updates. After pull, your local ref updates to match. Never use git pull in automation scripts. Pull expects a terminal and can create merge commits. Instead, fetch and compare refs programmatically. For deployment branches, use git reset hard origin main. For shared branches, use git merge ff only. Here's a safe CI/CD pattern. Fetch, then compare the local and remote heads. If they differ, do a fast forward merge. This avoids creating merge commits. To keep your team's history clean, set pull.ff only globally. This forces every pull to fail unless a fast forward is possible. Enforce linear history in branch protection rules and block merge commits on protected branches. Add these settings to your onboarding scripts. Here's how to enforce fast forward only pulls. Git config global pull.ff only ensures no merge commits on pull. Pull.rebase false disables rebase as the default. This is the same issue we highlighted at the start. Here's exactly why that happened. 6 developers committed to the same feature branch daily. Each morning they ran git pull, which created a merge commit because their local branch had diverged from the remote. Over 3 weeks, that added up to 47 unnecessary merge commits. The default git pull uses merge strategy, which creates unnecessary merge commits on shared branches when local history diverges. Setting pull.rebase true changes the default to rebase, producing linear history. The fix involved several steps. First, they squash merged the polluted branch into a clean one. Then they configured git config global pull.rebase true on every developer's machine to rebase instead of merge. They also added a pre-push hook that warns if the branch has too many merge commits. Finally, they considered using short-lived feature branches to avoid the problem entirely. This is the exact command that caused the incident. Running git pull on a shared feature branch with multiple developers creates merge commits every time the local branch has diverged. The fix is to use git pull rebase or configure pull.rebase true. When your local branch has commits not on the remote, a default git pull creates a merge commit. On shared branches with multiple developers, this multiplies rapidly, polluting history. Setting pull.rebase true globally on a shared machine can cause problems. If someone rebases a shared branch like main, it rewrites commit hashes, forcing everyone else to realign. Use rebase only on feature branches you haven't shared. The pull.ff only configuration option was introduced in Git 2.27, Q2 2020. If your team uses an older Git version, this setting will be silently ignored, and the default merge behavior will apply. Always verify with Git version and Git config, get pull.ff. The article mentions a pre-push hook that warns if a branch has more than 2 merge commits. Here's a concrete implementation that counts merge commits since the upstream branch and aborts the push if the count exceeds a threshold. Setting pull.rebase true globally can cause chaos on shared branches like main or develop. If a developer rebases commits that others have already pulled, it creates divergent histories requiring force push coordination. The article warns about this, but it's worth emphasizing. Never set pull.rebase true globally on a shared machine or CI runner, and always use FF only or explicit fetch plus merge for protected branches. To diagnose merge commit pollution, use git log merges to see merge commits. Count them with git revlist merges. To fix, set pull.rebase true globally. To clean up existing merge commits, use git rebase I to squash them. Let's run through some common interview questions. What is the difference between Git Fetch and Git Pull? Git Fetch downloads without integrating. Git Pull downloads and merges rebases. How can you avoid merge commits when pulling? Use Git Pull rebase or set pull.rebase true. Why is Git Pull problematic in CI/CD? It can create merge commits. Use Git Fetch and compare refs instead. And a few frequently asked questions. Does Git Fetch modify my working directory? No, it only updates remote tracking refs. Is Git Pull rebase safe for daily work? Yes, on feature branches. Avoid on shared branches. Can I undo a merge commit from Git Pull? Yes, with Git reset, hard head if not pushed. Let's recap. Git Fetch is safe reconnaissance. Git Pull is fetch plus integration. Always fetch first to inspect changes before merging. Configure pull.rebase true to avoid merge commits, and never use Git Pull in automation scripts. Thanks for watching. Ready to go deeper? Up next, git amend, edit the last commit, then git init, creating and initializing repositories, then git add, commit, and status. Find them all at TheCodeForge.io. Thanks for watching. The full article and code examples are covered in detail at TheCodeForge.io.